Welcome to the Somatic Decoder, where we explore the wonders of neuroscience and the mysteries of human consciousness. Today, we're diving into a topic that is completely changing how we think about brain diseases, the healing power of psilocybin mushrooms to treat Alzheimer's and other types of memory loss in older adults. Imagine for a moment Maria, a 78-year-old woman who was a literature teacher for 4 decades. Today, Maria struggles to remember the names of her best students, mixes up important dates in her life, and on her worst days, doesn't recognize her own grandchildren. This reality, experienced by millions of families worldwide, could be about to change thanks to an unexpected ally, an ancient compound that grows silently in certain mushrooms and is now revolutionizing modern medicine. Psilocybin, the main stuff in what people call magic mushrooms, used to be just for old rituals by native groups. But now, it's a big deal in science, with top universities all over the world studying it. How can a psychedelic compound help fix brains messed up by Alzheimer's? Could taking tiny amounts be the secret to making our older folks' lives better without the bad side effects of regular medicines? In this video, we'll explore these questions by looking at how psilocybin works in the brain, amazing new studies from the past few years, powerful stories from patients and their families, and what the future holds for psychedelic treatments for older adults. Get ready for an exciting journey into the cutting edge of science, where old wisdom and new technology come together to fight one of the biggest challenges of our time, keeping our memories and who we are as we get older. To understand why psilocybin holds so much promise, we need to dive into how it interacts with our nervous system. Unlike regular Alzheimer's medicines that only deal with the symptoms, psilocybin seems to tackle many parts of brain degeneration all at once. Recent studies have shown that psilocybin stimulates the growth of new neurons. This is called neurogenesis, and it happens in the hippocampus, which is super important for making memories. Researchers at Yale University saw a 20% increase in new neuron growth markers in animal models with Alzheimer's in 2023 after they were treated with psilocybin. Plus, it helps grow dendritic spines, which are like tiny bumps on your brain cells where they connect and talk to each other. A study in the journal Neuron showed that just one dose could make these connections 10% stronger in mice that were bred to get Alzheimer's. It also wakes up brain networks that have been sleeping. Functional MRI scans show that psilocybin lets parts of your brain that usually don't talk to each other start making new connections. Scientists call this creating more flexible brain states. Long-lasting inflammation is a key sign of an Alzheimer's brain. Psilocybin lowers the levels of inflammation-causing cytokines like IL-6 and TNF-alpha, and it also boosts the production of brain-supporting factors like BDNF, which is the brain-derived neurotrophic factor, super important for brain cell survival. In patients with Alzheimer's, brain networks lose their optimal organization. Psilocybin seems to reset the default mode network, known as the DMN, which is an overactive network in dementias. What's more, it improves the connection between the prefrontal cortex and other parts of the brain, which could be key to bringing back certain thinking skills. At the Psychedelic Research Centre in London, a 68-year-old patient with mild thinking problems showed, after 3 guided sessions, a 30% improvement in memory tests. There was also a big drop in feeling sad or down, and what's more, he could talk more easily and focus better. In the world of psychedelic therapies, microdosing is emerging as an especially promising option for older adults. Unlike full doses that create altered states of consciousness, microdoses, which are usually 0.1 to 0.3 grams of dried mushrooms, work silently like neural gardeners repairing damage without drawing attention. The most advanced studies suggest a dosing schedule of 1 day on, followed by 2 days off, for a period of 6 to 8 weeks. And improvements are usually noticeable from the third week, especially in episodic memory, meaning personal memories, in verbal fluency and also in mood. A groundbreaking study from the University of Toronto, done in 2023, followed 45 patients between 65 and 80 years old who had mild thinking problems. The results were amazing. In the microdosing group, 68% got better at remembering things, 72% felt less sad, and only 5% had small, mild problems. But in the group that got a fake pill, only 12% got better at remembering, 15% felt less sad, and 3% had small problems. Why does it work in older brains? Microdosing seems to work on specific brain swelling. It acts especially on glial cells, which are the brain's immune cells. It lowers swelling without messing with other brain functions. Also, many patients say their body clock gets reset, meaning they get better REM sleep. This is super important for remembering things. And if that wasn't enough, even with tiny amounts, we see a 15 to 20% jump in BDNF, which is like fertilizer for your brain. After 3 months of microdosing, my father recognized family photos from the 60s again, which he used to forget. It's not magic, it's slow but steady science, according to Carla M.'s testimony. The year 2024 is a big moment, with 23 studies actively looking into psilocybin for brain problems. Among these studies, some really stand out. One of the most important is the NeuroRenew project, which is happening in both the United States and Europe. It's in phase 2B with 300 people taking part and uses a mix of psilocybin and brain therapy. The first results show a 45% slower progression of early Alzheimer's compared to only 18% with donepezil. Plus, these good effects have lasted for 9 months after the treatment. The Golden Neuron study, done in Japan in 2024, is a big step forward in this area. Here, they used tiny nanoparticle technology to send psilocybin right to the brain cells that were damaged, and they watched the whole process with special PET scans. What was really amazing was that the treated brain cells had 30% more mitochondria, which are like the power plants of our cells, and a lot fewer beta amyloid plaques in important parts of the brain. If we compare psilocybin with traditional medicines, the results are quite amazing. When it comes to memory, psilocybin shows improvements of about 35 to 50%, while traditional medicines only reach 10 to 15%. Side effects with psilocybin are mild, happening in only 5 to 10% of cases, compared to the frequent 40 to 60% with regular treatments. The good effects also last longer, from 6 to 18 months with psilocybin, compared to only 3 to 6 months with traditional treatments. The yearly cost is much lower, about $2,500 compared to around $8,000. Dr. Elena Ruiz, a neuroscientist from MIT, comments, "We are seeing the start of a new kind of brain-healing medicine. Psilocybin doesn't just slow down Alzheimer's, but in some cases, it can even fix damage that we thought couldn't be fixed." Here at the Somatic Decoder, we've gone on an amazing journey from tiny molecular workings to real-life stories of people getting better. The facts are clear. 3 reasons to be optimistic. First, it works way better with brain improvements 3 to 5 times more than current medicines. Second, it's proven safe, with fewer side effects compared to common medications. And third, it saves money, with the chance to save billions in healthcare systems. But the journey continues, and we still face several challenges. There are regulatory challenges in many countries, along with the need for more research in diverse populations. And of course, social stigma still slows down the adoption of these therapies. Your voice matters. Do you think governments should hurry up and approve these treatments for older adults? Have you or your family members tried microdosing? Share your story in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think. Until next time, on the Somatic Decoder, where science meets the soul.